Welcome to another edition of the St. Andrews University Knights football program with Coach Robert Curtin. I'm Mark Clemens, and Coach, another tough day on the field this past Saturday against a very, very good Reinhardt team that kind of found its stride at the wrong time for us. But I know your defense made some plays, and you had one player that really stood out on defense. Maybe you talk to us about him a little bit.
Yeah, Zay Simpson, a couple weeks ago, he was a reserve wide receiver, played defensive back, just an incredible athlete. We called him up last week as a defensive back, not as a wide receiver. And, this week he's our player of the game. Just a really high football IQ, an incredible, recruit that we got, a football recruit, freshman, young man, Zay Simpson, number 19. So we're really excited. He had an interception, forced fumble recovery, and several tackles up nearing double digits. So real proud of him and the growth in that defense, that they had this past weekend.
A couple of stops on fourth down as well, and gained some turnovers this past weekend. Coach, I know another thing we could kind of shout out to fans, there was a good turnout despite the rain.
Yes, we have a great following. For me, it's frustrating because I want to give them a good time, both on the field and inside of the stadium. So, they had a good time. They weathered the storm. It was parent weekend, so that was nice to see all the parents out there, and they got to hang out and slosh in the mud with us as us and Reinhardt tore up that field pretty good. But it's good that the folks in this area, the Sand Hills region, North Carolina, South Carolina, love football. It doesn't matter whether it's big college, small college. It's nice to have that home field advantage for us.
And Coach, they were in the stands right up until the very last play of the game. You're pounding on the goal line trying to get in, and I know that had to be frustrating. Just could not quite punch that one. I thought the pass on the goal line might have gotten in a pretty good throw, but I spotted you inside the 1 yard line.
Yeah. But you know what they say, sir, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Both on the field and, figuratively and literally. And so, we wanted to punch that one in. We had the play. We knew we could get in, and we just had a miscue on the snap. It's just an unfortunate series of unfortunate events. But I, like you, thought we actually got in on the pass, and after further review, it was a great call by the officiating team. And they were a great officiating team, so my hat's off to them under those horrific, conditions.
Well, Coach, I know we talked to the referee was up in the press box prior to the game, talking to a really nice fella. And you're going to have him a couple of weeks, so we don't want to say anything bad about them. They're coming back. They're coming back in 2 weeks. So
I tell you what a wonderful, wonderful person he is.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. And in all seriousness, no, I thought the officiating wasn't a factor in the game. But as we go to this weekend, you got a rivalry game coming up, and that's really a game that's been hard fought, very close over the past 3 or 4 years. When Kentucky Christian comes to town and had basically an offensive shootout last year up in Kentucky, and what can we expect this Saturday?
Well, from our perspective, you can expect us to just absolutely grind on them for the entire 60 minutes of the football game. And that's going to be both, ground and air attack. We're going to attack them every which way possible. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think we're both coming into this game under similar circumstances, having played a similar schedule. And we're both in the same year of our rebuild. They've got a pretty new head coach over there. I'm, my first season and a half, second season. But I will tell you that, we want that big old trophy back. We had to give it to them last year in that shootout, the big old Knights helmet, all polished up. We want that thing back. We want to just proudly display that right out in the front of our gymnasium, our athletic facility. So I know the guys are excited about that. They're fired up, and it's on our turf. So we want to make sure we handle business.
And Coach, I know the grounds crew is working hard this week to get that field back in shape.
Ooh, yes, sir. As coaches, we walked out there today, and it's still wet. So we're going to go ahead and rake it out. We're going to go ahead and dry it off. Yeah, we're working hard on it. The grounds crew's out there. It will be game ready though. I can promise you that we'll have a good game.
You'll have your big cleats, big
yes.
cleats.
Yeah, like the old times. We'll go ahead and turn in the old
screw
cleats.
Those cues, screw those cleats in. Some of these kids may not even recognize that, Coach. You and I are a little older. We remember all the old screw-in cleats and everything. They didn't used to be molded cleats at all. But
no, these kids don't know anything about those things unless they're talking to their dads.
Yeah. What do the St. Andrews Knights need to do this weekend to be successful?
So we're controlling the games on offense. We're just not controlling the scoreboard now. So we got to take that next, developmental step. We had the ball for 42 minutes last weekend to go close to that. And we came away with no points. So number one thing is we got to put the ball in the end zone. We got to score points on these guys. Number two, the defense needs to prevent the big plays. They did a really good job on a lot of the series, getting them to third down, fourth down, and then they give up a big play. And that's indicative of their progress. I mean, if you remember a few weeks ago, they were really struggling on everything they did. Our coordinator, Trent Fredericks, did a great job of readjusting the front line. And so they're plugged some of the holes. So they need to get some more stops. And now I'm even asking them to do even more. And so we need to do more on offense in terms of score. We need to do more in terms of preventing big plays. And then, the last thing is special teams is, we've got some really great kicks and some really great punts. And then, we did not do a good job on our kickoff coverage, our punt coverage. We were giving up big yards, and that put our defense, 4 or 5 extra times in a very bad position. And we can't have that, So those are the big 3 things. One thing each. Continue to do what you're doing on offense, but score points. Continue to do what you're doing on defense, prevent the big plays. Continue to kick the ball the way we are. Continue to get the turnovers, but make sure we cover things. So those are the big 3 things.
Coach, going to be an exciting game coming up on Saturday. Look for everybody to come on out. I believe we got a 1:00 kickoff, so a little bit later than we were this past week. We had a noon kickoff, but we'll kick it off at 1:00 Saturday. Anything else we should know about the game and what the fans should know?
Yeah, I mean, I'd go 4:00 if we had lights, just to give the field more time to dry out and whatnot. But it's a 1:00. We have we have over 70 families coming, 70 recruits coming. We're really excited about that. It's our rivalry game, so I would tell people to come out. Let's enjoy some football and, watch us handle business and, take this program to the next step, to the next level, if you will. So.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you taking the time today. I know you got plenty to do this week getting ready for that big game against Kentucky Christian. 1:00 kickoff on Saturday. If you can't be there, tune in to the St. Andrews Athletics YouTube channel. 485 Sports will be there. James Mellick will be back with us this week, calling the play-by-play, and we'll have that game. Look for the live stream to come up about 12:30. We'll go on the air with the play-by-play at about 12:45. 1:00 kickoff this Saturday. This has been the St. Andrews Knights Football Report with Coach Robert Curtin. I'm Mark Clemens. Thanks for joining us.